Welcome to Grizz's workshop. This great lummox is Grizz.
Not an expert or an exemplar of safety.
So yeah, as it says, this is a scrap stroke crap wood workbench chest, not bench chest, so it's for sitting on. I made a couple of these. I just use the standard construction lumber here, which is 3x2 or 2x3 SL. Look at CLS stud work pretty much. I have a bunch of this that I've used. I took it down from a project in the cabin, which is probably used for another project before that, so there's lots of holes in it and it's crap. It's proper crap scrap wood. But the idea is to use this wood to make a frame, a strong wooden frame, and then to have some panels that go in the bottom as a base and as the sides as decorative. So basically you can put anything in the sides. You could have paper, you could have fabric, whatever material you need to use. And on this occasion, the material I have to use is a friend of mine gave me these wood samples. Turned out to not be real wood, just MDF samples for kitchen units that someone had. So I thought they'd be quite nice set into the frame, and you could still see the individual panels and it wouldn't look too bad. So that was the plan. So you can see I've cut my bits to length here, and then I'm using the chop saw to trench out some half laps. It takes some time, but you can do it even with a standard blade. You don't really need a flat blade. It just takes longer to clean it up. You need to have a bit of wood at the back, as you can see there, otherwise the arc you'll have, instead of having a flat half lap, you'll just have a scoop out with it being higher on one side than the other due to the swinging action of the blade. So now it's just clean up and putting a bit of a bevel on all the edges to make that sort of shadow line when the bits go together. Just using my block plane here just because it's a lot less noise than using my router. Plus I enjoy it now I've got sharp planes. Took a bit of cleaning up, and this is just sticking the old screws in now on the corners just as a dry fit. I'll come back and tidy those screws up. In fact, I removed them entirely and replaced them with pegs later on. But it's the best way really to clamp up these panels is to just screw them in. The fact that they've got dowels in the corner won't make much difference because it's all crap anyway, it's just making the best out of what is there. So once it was screwed and glued, I took it over to my router to put some rebates in, or rabbits. Just bringing it up so I'm not taking too heavy a cut at a time. Just checking that the panels will fit in depth wise. And now I have to clean up the edges with my chisel. This is a bit fiddly. It doesn't have to be super tidy because it's the inside and you won't see it. And once I've assembled it, and you didn't see me putting the side bits on, but they're just, again, there's just a screw going through everything, and that screw will again be replaced in the end. But I'm just doing a rabbit strip rebate on the top here, foot to take on the bottom, is upside down, to accept a base. Just going for a 1/2 inch ply base. In fact, I had an old scrap, I had a whole bit of wood that I turned into a blackboard for another project that I no longer need, so that's being cut down. You can see by these terrible camera angles. This will be the last project I'm doing on that table saw, so I bought myself a new one, which I may show in some upcoming videos. Once I've got the base in, I then decided to cut some interior trim. I mean, it wouldn't be that tight, it's still going to have screw in it. Rather than having pocket holes or whatnot to hold the panels inside the rebate I had on the sides, if I just put this panel on the inside and then screw it to that, it'll keep everything in place. Plus, if I get bored with the layout of the panels, I can always just unscrew it and change them over, but I quite like it. Because the wood was crap, as I've said 1,000 times already, didn't always want to screw in to the wood because there were previous holes there or chips out of it. Just be trying to get that side panel in. Super straightforward. And now I'm going back and put those pegs in. You see I've had a peg in every corner, just the dowels. I take the screws out entirely, I drill a lot deeper, and then I put the dowels back in, and it gives it a lot of strength. Trim them down with a handsaw, and then and then I'll just use my little block plane to clean up, followed by sanding all over. Now this is the top. I measured it so it was just wider on the sides and the back by about 1 inch. And these are just exterior hinges. I'm not gonna chisel or route them or anything. They're fine to be on the outside. It's far easier to do it like this. So I use my center finding drill bit then, and for the hinge drill bit, and just drill them in. One thing I haven't mentioned is those panels are MDF, like a lot of kitchen cabinet doors and bathroom vanity doors, and they are solid. They are very heavy. I hadn't really anticipated how heavy this unit would be, but for its size, it's got some heft to it. And sticking a 3/4 inch plywood top on it, it adds to the weight as well. But these hinges are strong enough to take it. As I had the hinge on there, I didn't want to risk running my router over this back bit, so I just used the hand plane to do a chamfer, and then on the outsides I could use my router, which I did all the way across, and used off the last of my linseed oil. And I added some stain. You can see it darkened it up nicely. Kind of like the rustic look. Thanks for watching.
See you next time on Grizz's Workshop.